crushed and scattered in disarray. These two things were felt by the Ukrainian forces when facing the Russian T-90 tanks during an attack in the Donetsk region. The T-90 proved its sharp capabilities on the battlefield, needing only one unit to launch a massive assault to repel and destroy the Ukrainian and allied military camps. The defeat was so humiliating for Ukraine that government staff there even prohibited journalists from reporting on the frontline events. Witnessing this action, it would certainly be exciting to get to know more about the Russian T-90 tank. The strongest tank in the Russia versus Ukraine battlefield, the wildest minimalist. First, let's start by discussing the size of the T-90, which has an interesting fact that it is the world's deadliest small tank. In terms of dimensions, the T-90 is 31.66 feet long, 12.40 feet wide, and 7.22 feet high. The dimensions of the T-90 are not much different from its competitors like the German-made Leopard 2, the American-made M1A2 Abrams, and the Russian-made T-14 Armata. The concept of this Russian third-generation tank is to not be conspicuous. That's why it's not too big and usually painted plainly without any camouflage embellishments. Russia maintains this principle for a reason. Being relatively smaller, it is lighter, weighing only about 48 tons, much lighter than its competitors' tanks. With its smaller size, the tank also has more freedom of movement. Therefore, its range can reach 342 miles, with a maximum speed of 37 miles per hour on all terrains. Hence, in the battle in Ukraine, this tank could continually be at the top of the food chain with its agility, especially since it has proven to be more adept at maneuvering in muddy terrain than its competitors. Interestingly, despite its smaller size, the T-90 still accommodates 3 crew members, a driver, a commander, and a gunner. Besides fitting the usual crew number for a tank, the T-90's firepower is formidable, even surpassing larger tanks. Discussing its weaponry, let's start with its secondary weapons, which use 2 advanced machine guns. First, there's the 12.7 mm Cord heavy machine gun, capable of firing 650 rounds per minute. This weapon's placement is unique because it is located right above the 360-degree panoramic view of the team commander. Thus, the weapon's control can be immediately taken over by the team commander without waiting for the gunner's action. In terms of shooting flexibility, this machine gun is highly effective. Second, there's the PKMT. This machine gun has a lower caliber than the Cord, at 7.62 mm, but a higher firing rate of 850 rounds per minute. Typically, the PKMT is used by the team's gunner to counter enemy infantry approaching. Moving on from the secondary weapons to the T-90's main weapon. The main gun used by this tank is the 125 mm2A46M smoothbore cannon. The most significant enhancement of this weapon comes from its autoloader system. In its design, the T-90's autoloader system consists of several parts. The first part is the carousel, which is the storage area for ammunition and the required propellant. In one storage of this autoloader, usually 22 rounds of ammunition are loaded. The second part is the ammunition cassette, which serves as a cover for the ammunition storage and also as a platform for the crew to sit on. Whenever a firing order is given, the first and second parts work together to select the ammunition to be used and bring it to the third part, the cassette hoist, which functions as a lift for the ammunition and propellant being used. This lift then brings the ammunition to the fourth part, the stub ejector, which functions to load the ammunition and propellant into the gun barrel. Once these 4 steps are completed, the gunner only needs to pull the trigger to launch an attack. An auto-reloader system like this is claimed to be far more effective than a manual reload system because it only requires about 5 to 8 seconds for ammunition loading, whereas manual reloading takes 15 to 20 seconds. This autoloader system is then combined with an advanced radar system named Laser Rangefinder. As the name suggests, this system uses a laser to locate targets and is claimed to be effective in determining targets up to a distance of 6.2 miles. This combination is supported by a selection of advanced lethal ammunition. For example, there's the Mango 2, a high-penetration ammunition type for taking down enemy armored vehicles. Then there's also the 3VOF 128 ammunition, a high-explosive type for dealing with strategic structures such as bunkers and defense camps. With all these features in the T-90's attack system, it's understandable why, in the Ukraine-Russia conflict, NATO support tanks like the Leopard 2 and other combat vehicles have to face destruction when confronting the T-90. If the T-90's offensive capabilities are impressive, some might doubt its defenses, but don't be mistaken, because this tank has a remarkable defense system that it has proven time and again. One such proof occurred in the battle in the Avdiivsky region of Ukraine on August 16th, where the T-90 repeatedly ran over landmines and was bombarded with high-penetration missiles by Ukraine and its allies, but was still able to proceed smoothly to launch attacks. Another demonstration of the T-90's strong defense was on July 28, 2016 in Aleppo, where the T-90 was bombarded with TOW missiles but still managed to move smoothly without any significant hindrance. The T-90's defense is far superior to American armored vehicles, which can even be breached by 5.45 caliber AK-74 fire, crumbling like a battered tin can. The impressive defense of the T-90 comes from a feature known as three-layered protection. This system comprises a T-72 steel layer, composite armor, and the most astonishing third layer, the ERA, or explosive reactive armor. In appearance, the ERA consists of box-shaped segments arranged like Lego bricks, capable of withstanding anti-tank ammunition such as the American Javelin missiles. In addition to the three-layered protection, the T-90 also has other defense systems. For example, the active protection system relies on radar to intercept incoming missiles by detecting them and then launching high-speed rockets. There's also the Shtora-1 radar, which detects rockets and launches smoke bombs in emergencies to open an escape route. With this combination, it's no wonder that the T-90's defense is extraordinarily strong. The T-90 is not only agile, well-armed, and well-defended, but also has the advantage of evolving endlessly. The proof is in the upgrade of this tank with the T-90 MS Proriv 2 variant, which has high-tech radar and fire control specs to support modern warfare. This technology might be there to counter communication interference and even to detect the path of kamikaze drones, which are the main threat in modern warfare. With everything that the T-90 has, and its proof in various battlefields such as in the Rajasthan-India battle, the conflict in Azerbaijan, and also the conflict in Syria, it is no wonder that this tank is widely used and sought after by other countries. Starting from Algeria, Armenia, Azerbaijan, India, Iraq, Uganda to Vietnam, are now users of the T-90. Yes, although if you buy this tank, you have to dig deep into your pocket, which is $4.5 million for one unit.